All right, guys, super pumped up to share this video with you. This is the all-new 2024 Nissan Z Nismo. I am here at Sonoma Raceway outside of Napa, California, test driving this out on the track. I know you want to see it on the track. We're going to get to that in a minute, but we're going to talk a little bit about the history. We're going to talk a little bit about Nismo. We're going to talk a little bit about the exterior design of the car, and then we're going to take you guys to the track. All right, so the very first thing that we want to point out with the 2024 Nissan Z Nismo is actually the exterior design. They get their inspiration from the original Nissan 240Z. So you can see that timeless line. If you marry them up together, you're going to see how that front end mirrors the original 240Z all the way to the rear. The first thing that I want to point out are the wheels and tires. These are aluminum Rays wheels. Rays has been a big partner of the Nismo family for a long time, and you can tell these blacked out wheels on this exclusive color pattern for the Nissan Z Nismo make this vehicle stand out. All right, so up here on the front of the Nissan Z Nismo, you have an entire different front bumper than the standard Z. This one is really meant to create downforce with the Nismo version so that when you're on the track or performance driving, aerodynamically, it pushes the vehicle down, so you can tell that there's a big difference. They want you to know it's Nismo as well, and if you're not familiar with Nismo, it's Nissan Motorsports. It's been around for about 40 years, and the Nismo brand has actually not just been on Zs and GTRs, but it's also been on the Frontier as well. So as you think about their truck lineup, they take that technology, that DNA that they learned from motorsports, whether it's Dakar or the Baja 1000, and they integrate it into the program or into a consumer-based vehicle. What's also interesting is that Nismo over here, Nissan Motorsports, also is emblematic or representative of their performance parts division. So all of what they learn on the track, they then put into their cars on the street. All right, so I wanted to point this out. I want to go to each tire. Specifically, you're running a 255/40 R17 up on the front. It's a Dunlap tire, and this is their Sport Max tire. It's meant for road. It's also meant for track. You're going to have great gripping ability, but I want to pay attention to that last part, that size, right? So you're looking on the front right here, and you can see it on this. You're looking at a 19 up front, but it is a 255/40. So as you look at the rear, you're going to see an entirely different tire package. So on the rear, you're looking at a 285/35 R19, so same size wheel, but a different size tire. So you're gonna have more of an aggressive and larger pattern on the back of this car. So when you think about racing and performance, you're gonna get that, especially with the different size of tires with this Nismo Z. And suspension is a big deal with the Nismo version because it is all about the track with this vehicle. So as I make my way around and you can kind of get a look at how the stance of this vehicle sits up here on this hill, it's supposed to be tighter, it's supposed to be stiffer, so that when we're out there ripping on the track, you can totally feel it. All right, on the inside of the Nissan Z Nismo, I want to point out a few different things. First and foremost, you're going to see the digital touchscreen up on top. It's all about ensuring that you marry modern tech with the performance as well. You're going to get Recaro Seats. You got the red power button down below, the D mode as well, and your gauge is up on top. Overall, the interior is built for the track. All right, so one of the features of the 2024 Nissan Z Nismo is the fact that they built this vehicle purposeful for the track. So we're going to take it out here on the track. We're going to start in a regular stock Nissan Z with Sport Package, and then we're going to jump over to the Nissan Z Nismo, and we're going to get a chance to take that on the track. So what they want you to pay attention to are a couple different items. Number one is going to be suspension, right? So suspension is the first thing. The vehicle is going to stay flat on the ground as far as suspension goes. The second is you've got 20 more horsepower, but under normal circumstances, 20 more horsepower isn't going to mean all that much. But in the case of this vehicle, the turbo is the same from the standard Z, but they've provided a lot more boost pressure with it. So that boost pressure is going to make it spin faster. Faster is going to mean that this sucker goes. So as it applies to this vehicle right here, there's a lot to talk about, but we're going to get out on the track and let you guys see what this Nismo is all about.
Okay, welcome to Sonoma Raceway, formerly Infineon Raceway, and before that, the good old days, it was Sears Point.
All right, guys, out here in the standard Nissan, we do have it, the Z and Sport package, and to be honest, it's so much fun to drive. You know, 400 horsepower is 400 horsepower, so you have plenty enough power behind this small sport coupe. I think what's also unique about the vehicle is that although there is a little bit of weighted body roll on top in some of these turns, it's not egregious enough to where you feel like you need more dampening. So all in all, when you're hitting the turns in the standard Nissan Z in the sport package mode, it feels comfortable. It's fun to drive. Whee! There you go. That is awesome. Wow. That is awesome. All right, so lap number 1 was done in the standard Nissan Z. Don't I look like a goofball, like a big old mushroom on my head? But anyway, the first laps were done in the standard Nissan Z in the sport mode. Now we're going to jump into the Nismo mode. No, you're good, man. We're going to jump into the Nismo mode. He's talking on the radio. And now we're going to see, or we're jumping the Nismo, and we're going to see the difference, right? And that difference is going to be all about the suspension and the handling. So here we go. All right, here we go. Nissan Nismo 2024. And we are coming out of pit lane. Dude behind me, Greg, he fast. He all over me. It's because I'm the old guy out here. Right now, right behind our lead. So we're going to roll with our lead driver. We're going to come up out of this pit, and we're going to see what this car can do. All right, so a couple things as we're getting ready to fire this up at full speed. Exhaust definitely sounds different. Suspension is tighter, but also makes the car, I don't want to say it makes it feel looser, but we're stuck harder to the ground, which means we're going to feel more of those bumps on the car, unlike the standard Nissan Z. All right, inside the Nismo, holy heck, you can immediately tell a difference. Firmly planted on the track. So when you're hitting that turn, the Recaro seats are going to hold you in place. The suspension is going to keep you fully attached, if you will, but just it makes you feel like you're one with the ground. And I think what aids the suspension is actually the way they redesigned the front fender and the rear fender on this. It's meant to create downforce, and that downforce is important because that downforce applied with the suspension is really going to, again, keep you nice and tight on the track. All right, as we close it out, guys, let's talk a little bit about price. If you want to get a standard Nissan Z, which is different than this, you're going to be looking at $42,210. If you want to get the hopped up version, which is the Nismo version, you're looking at $64,990 as your starting price. But you're going to get all of this with it, and that's what's amazing about this car. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please give us a thumbs up, provide your comments below, and of course, always hit that subscribe button. It allows us to keep bringing you guys pretty cool stories like this.